Oh, I am excited about this lesson. So we're going to be looking at a few lessons on John Bonham. And one of the reasons I want to pick apart his playing is because so many of the drummers, if you're a younger drummer, if you're, a middle-aged drummer, if you're an older drummer, you were influenced directly by Bonham. If you're middle-aged, then the drummers you were listening to in the 80s and 90s, early thousands were also influenced by him. And then if you're a newer drummer, your drummers were influenced by drummers that were influenced by this guy. He is absolutely rock royalty 100%. So I want to do this series to draw attention to John Bonham and his playing with Led Zeppelin. Now, and obviously, I'm calling this the top 3 grooves. This could literally change tomorrow. Like, I could turn on, I could log on, go on YouTube, all of a sudden something gets suggested. I'm like, no, that's the best Bonham groove ever. But here's 3 grooves that I think really exemplify Bonham, his unique spin on things, his unique take on the groove, and where you should take that, all right? The sheet music for this lesson, it is available for free. I'm providing that to you. It is you can get it in a pinned comment in the comments section, or you can get it in the video description. Now, after this video, later down the road, I'm going to be uploading some more videos on Bonham, so be sure and check those. I'll try to link them here. I've got a couple of others on different songs that he's done, but this is just going to be kind of a snippet in the intro because you need to meet this guy. He's so amazing. Look up his isolated drum parts. And when you're learning this, no matter what you do, be sure you go and listen. Listening is more than half the learning process, man. Listening to the John Bonham swagger, understanding why he sounded the way he sounded. Watch some live video. That's where you'll really begin to appreciate the genius that is John Bonham. So let's kick this thing off with the top 3 grooves for right now. It could change tomorrow that I think you should know from John Bonham now and his work with Led Zeppelin. Now this first one is a really special one. It's been sampled a ton because of the drum. The drums are up at the front. Anytime you have that, you're gonna get people sampling it. But the way it was recorded was really unique as well. And so whenever you check out what the groove looks like on paper, don't forget you can download that. There's a link in a comment that's pinned there or in the video description, so that's free for you. But when you look at the sheet music, and you learn this groove, you're gonna go, that's not what he's playing, but it is what he's playing as near as we can tell. Tim and I have gone back and forth about this. Tim does all the transcriptions, and so we're both drummers, and we were going back and forth about it. So what happened was there was a ton of reverb and delay, okay? And that had to do with the types of mics they used, that they put the drum set out in this lobby area, from what I understand, and they put microphones in stairwells. And anytime you get microphones in stairwells, you're getting all this really cool delay, this natural reverb. And so that's what is going on in this groove. So when you learn this groove, understand that that is happening. Now, just to demonstrate what's happening, Tim has been so kind to put a test together. And what's going to happen is you're going to see the drums, and he's kind of simulated the mic setup.
I used a kick mic so that I knew I had kick in there if I needed it. And then I used 2 other room mics. One of the room mics was in the room I'm in. The other one was out in the hallway. So let me show you where the mics were that I used. The kick mic is a Beta 52, and it was inside the kick drum, just like that. Second mic I used was this Cascade Fathead, which just is in the corner of the room. There's the corner of the room. There's the drum set. And then the third mic went out in the hallway. The third mic went out in the hallway, and then I'm up on the 2nd floor, and as you can hear as I'm talking, everything is getting much more reverby, and the other mic went here.
You're gonna see the drums just with the 3 mics, just the 2 or 3 mics, I forget exactly what they use, with just the natural miking and what that sounds like. Then he's gonna put a little bit of reverb on it. Then he's going to put a little bit of delay on it. To show you the layering that happens in the in the recording process and all the different things that you can do. So now let's break apart the groove. Again, this is from When the Levee Breaks, the Led Zeppelin 4 album, and this is going to be a remake of an older blues song. They were heavily influenced by blues, and so it's a song about, from what I understand, a great Mississippi flood off the Mississippi River. So let's check this out. We're going to have eighth notes here on the hi-hat, and Bonham is just killing them. He's driving them home on this. Okay, so let's get with the easy stuff. The easy stuff is the eighth notes on the hi-hat and then 2 and 4 on the snare drum. Now this groove sits right about 71 BPM, and Bonham really shows a lot of restraint with what he plays. Sometimes you'll find him in a very much an improvisational situation when he's recording, and sometimes you'll find him just really sticking to the meat and potatoes of whatever the groove is. So we have this. It's at 71 BPM, 8 notes on the hi-hat, 2 and 4 on the snare, and he's really laying into those 8 notes. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. All right, now we're going to slow this back down and see exactly what he's doing in the kick drum. The kick drum is going to be on 1, and it's going to be on the of 2. So 1 E and a 2 E and a. If we got 8 notes here, 3 and 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a, 3 and 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a, 3 and 4 and. All right, so that's going to be what is happening in the first part of the kick drum. Now, on beat 3, he has 2 kick notes. Now, because of the reverb and delay, you're hearing a lot more action happening, so it sounds like he's doing a lot more than he actually is, and that's what was masterful about Bonham, is he understood the recording process, he understood the placement of the mics, he understood how that was going to sound in the mix, so he showed a lot of restraint with this part. All right, he's a master on many levels. There's a reason that so many people refer to him as one of, in my book, he may be the greatest rock and roll drummer that has happened on the scene. But, you know, we can debate that all day. So let's look at the upbeat of 3. He has 2 16th notes. So it's going to go 3 E and a. Let's put all of those together. 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 and. All right, now let's put that with the snare drum on 2 and 4. 3 and 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4. So that's going to be what the kick drum is doing. Now, something else we need to understand about Bonham whenever you play his grooves is that he really lays back on that beat. Okay, so where the click is, he's going to be just a fraction behind that. All right, he just adds this heaviness to it. And there's something I also call the Bonham swagger. It's not really a swing. It's just his approach to many of the backbeats that they have, all right? So listen to the track once you learn this to get what it sounds like. Don't just learn the notes. You have to listen to the music to understand how it sounded, the guitar that's going on, all of those different things that are happening within the song. All right, now let's add the ghost notes. There's gonna be 3 ghost notes here. There's gonna be a ghost note on the of 1. So 1 E and leading into the accent on 2. That would be what I call a jab punch. If you've ever taken my Ghost Note Mastery course, it's a jab punch type of a thing. It's a tap into a downstroke, an accented downstroke. The second ghost note is going to come on the E of 3, and the third ghost note is coming on the of 4. So let's just play the hi-hat and the snare drum together. 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. All right, that's what's going to be happening on the snare drum. Now again, because of the reverb and delay, just kind of you can tell from the example that we just showed, it sounds like a lot more is going on. So let's do this really, really slowly. Let's slow this down to maybe 45 BPM. I got 8 notes on the click here. 2, Put it all together. 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a... Now we need to get it up to full tempo, so right around 71 BPM is where that's gonna sit. Lay back on that beat, put that Bonham swagger in there, listen to the track, play along with it. This is a fun one. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, the second groove that we're gonna check out is Infamous, okay? Now, Percaro has actually pointed back to it as being a huge influence on his creation of the Rosanna groove. He mixed this one with a Purdy shuffle and kind of put them together and came up with his version of that, okay? So that's kind of how the timeline works there. You gotta understand, you know, the drummers you're into today, that's why one of the reasons why I'm going back and covering some of these older drummers. The drummers you're into today play the way they do because of the drummers that came before them. So you have to understand a modern drummer, you have to go back a little bit and see like, oh wow, when they say they were influenced by Bonham, I get what they're talking about now. I can see where that is. All right, I've told you, I was introduced to Bonham through Dave Grohl and through Patrick Wilson playing with Weezer. So it was, I was into that music first, and then I was like, wait a minute, where did they come from? They keep talking about this guy, and then I went backwards because Zeppelin was way before my time. All right, so let's check out Fool in the Rain. This is a halftime shuffle, and this is Bonham putting his stamp on this thing, all right? So on the hi-hat, we have the first and the third triplet of every beat. So I count triplets, 1 lolly. You can count it 1, 2, 3. You can count triplets however you want to. So it's going to be the first and the third, and it's going to give that shuffled feel. So 1 lolly, 2 lolly, 3 lolly, 4 lolly, 1, 2 lolly, 3 lolly, 4 lolly. All right, now, he does something throughout the song that we need to go ahead and cover up front. And on beat 1, that second triplet, he opens the hi-hat. And so sometimes it helps me to think about, instead of opening on that second triplet partial, I think of stomping on the downbeat of the 2, and that helps me raise it on the right, in the right place, in case you're struggling with that a little bit. All right. So if we play that hi-hat pattern, it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now, of course, this is a halftime shuffle, so we're going to put the backbeat, or the strong beat of the snare, on beat 3. So if we put that together, it's going to go 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. All right, now let's get that kick drum in there. The kick drum is going to come on 1 and the third triplet partial, or 1 la li, the li, that's how I count them. It's going to come on the 1 and the li of beat 1. So. Then we have another kick drum on the third triplet partial of beat 2, so the li of 2. So 1 la li, 2 la li, 1 la li, 2 la li, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. And then we have another kick drum on the last triplet partial of beat 4. So or we can go 4 la li. All right. So ba ba step ba 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 ba. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put the backbeat with it. And then we need to add in the ghost notes. So the ghost notes, there's two of them. One comes on the second triplet partial of beat 2. So it's going to go 2, here, kick. And then we have one more ghost note on beat 4. It's going to be the second triplet partial. So that same triplet pattern happens on beat 2 and beat 4. 3, 4. And then we want to go ahead and put this up to full tempo. It's around 132 BPM. Again, there's a halftime shuffle. If you want to check out more halftime shuffles, go check out obviously the Purdy Shuffle, which is the most popular version of this. And then you can listen to Rosanna as well with Jeff Porcaro. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's check out the third groove. Now this is an example. The other two were examples of Bonham just laying into that groove, committing to it. This is more of an example of him doing a lot of improvisation around a groove, okay? So almost every measure he plays a little something different within the groove, but there is a common groove that he keeps coming back to. And so that's the one I'm gonna break down. If you download the sheet music, which you should, again, the links is below here in the video description or in a pinned comment. Download that. You'll see we actually had the whole, I think it's the first 6 or 8 measures transcribed, so you can see exactly what he does, and you'll see this measure recur just a couple of times, all right? Now this song is laid back but also driving because of that guitar. And this is from the Led Zeppelin 2 album, and it's A Whole Lot of Love, all right? So we're gonna check this out. Again, he's got that signature driving hi-hat pattern. 1, 2, 3, all right, he's really laying into those hi-hats. And then we have the backbeat is going to be on 2, and it's going to be on the and of 4. But this kick drum pattern is what's a monster. Let's check out what he's doing on the kick drum. All right, so in beat 1, we'll just go beat by beat and learn this beat by beat. Beat 1, we have a kick drum on the 1 and the and So 1 and 1 and 4 and 1 and 1 and Now he doesn't always, but many times he does. He puts a ghost note in between that, so it's almost like a paradiddle in between the kick and the snare. 1 and And again, this isn't swung, but it has that Bonham swagger, like just that, there's a swagger that he brings to the groove. So you have to really listen to him to get that. So that's gonna be beat 1. Beat 2 has a snare accent on the downbeat followed by an unaccented note. Again, if you've gone through my Ghost Note Mastering course, you know I call that a punch jab. That's gonna be a downstroke followed by a tap. Accented downstroke followed by a tap. So it's accented on 2, the E is unaccented or ghosted, and then the is here on the kick drum. Let's put those 2 beats together. And then we go on to beat 3. Beat 3 starts with a kick drum on the downbeat, and then we're gonna have another kick drum on the A ghost note comes on the E. So 3, E, and Let's put all three beats together. 4 and money and a 2 and a 4 and money and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and money and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and. You got to listen to the song because this drum part is written around the guitar riff. He wrote a lot of his drum parts either in directly against a guitar part. In other words, he just plays a straight beat until it cycles back around, or he played with the guitar riff. So there's a couple different ways he would treat the backbeat. Now on beat 4, he throws the backbeat off. So on 4, the kick drum's going to come on the E, and then we have an accented snare drum on the and an unaccented on the So 4, E, 4 E and 4 E and 4 E and And if we put all of that together, we get this. 3 and 4 and. Again, I told you this song is at 93 BPM. Before we get there and play it full strength, he does settle into another groove, and instead of playing on beat 1, the 1 E and he plays 1 E and so the groove changes to this. And I threw in a couple of variations that he does at the front of the song too, all right? So let's check this out. As well, later I'm gonna be posting some more videos on top-bottom drum drum fills, top-bottom drum intros. So we're gonna do several, just kind of a bottom series. So if you're into this, be sure and check out the other videos that are linked around this video in the pinned comments, in the video description, all of that, so that you can, if you're into, you can go as deep down that rabbit hole as you want to. As deep down I don't know if I've told you guys that there's a rabbit that lives by the studio, the entrance to the studio. He lives in the rose bush there. And every morning he just like comes out. I call him Sean John. He's Sean John the rabbit. Every morning I go out and have a little coffee, a little conversation with Sean while he's munching on his clover or whatever he's eating there. I don't know. He's not even scared of me anymore. It's a little disappointing that I can't scare a rabbit. All right, 93 BPM. Let's go ahead and bring this up to full speed.